Well, this might be a little bit awkward. We are way over our wage budget right now, and as you can guess from the thumbnail, it's because we went out and signed Diego Maradona. Maradona was playing for Argentina Juniors, right? And they were playing horribly. They were about to be relegated away from Super League 1, and he was upset. We went over and got him for a song. And here he is in the Premier League, and that's going to make us much better. The idea is to sell Ernst Lehner, who's still upset and who wants out, but Maradona came on first. Here's Augsburg in gray and black here at Luton Town. There's Maradona, and he loses it right away. Now, the other thing that's a little bit awkward is this is actually the final match that we have before the split occurs. So much for the idea of moving up. In fact, the supporters are upset that we're not in the highest tier. A victory here, however, does us a lot of good, makes sure that we are firmly in mid-table, and that gives us something to hope for next year. There's Fagan Walcott over to Pedro Roca, and we look like a much better team. Luca Netz with his first appearance for us, and this guy Seko, who we just signed, Japanese player who's also plenty fast in the back. He's not quite fast enough to be up to the standard that we've set here at Augsburg, but he is definitely fast and he fits into the squad. And of course, I have my bias towards Asian players. Fagan Walcott in the back goes back and gets this and lumps this forward, looking for Garnacho. Can't get it to him, and Garnacho's called for being offside. He's playing up front today just because. Here's Maradona. And, well, that didn't do very much. Now, did it? Garnacho wins this and makes a little move. And instead of crossing, knocks it back, which was the right decision. Nia to Waltz. Waltz to Alonga, and that was another good opportunity that we had there. Maradona with the interception. Garnacho back to Fagan Walcott, and we'll set it up again. It goes down there to Alonga, up to Garnacho, and he takes a shot, and he was onside that time, and that was the thing that we were most concerned about. So 15 minutes in, at least we haven't conceded yet here on the road. Luton Town are in danger of relegation, and so we really could use a big victory against them. Fagan Walcott over to Pedro Roca, down to Alonga. Alonga over to Netz. Luca Netz here, left side. Moves this up, giving him tons of space, and he is able to win a corner. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here in the end. Maradona steps back and is about to fire, and he does lift it up. Fagan Walcott was held back, no foul called, and he ends up losing it. Now he's going to try to win it back, and look at him run. Running, but just can't quite get there in time. And I tell you, we can run up there with just about anybody's strikers. So we're looking pretty good here. I like the way that this looks. I think the second half of the season probably would be pretty successful for us. Yashin, I'm not sure what that was, and he somehow manages to keep that ball in bounds. That was dangerous, and Fagan Walcott with the header, but it's up and over. Still no score, about 20 minutes into this match. Augsburg have had a couple of attacking opportunities, but haven't been able to do much with it. And this is not Juan in the back. Instead, Luca Netz winds up with it. Yashin over to Fagan Walcott. Moves it up to Maradona, over to Galic, I should say. Nia with it. Milan Galic was the player I was really going to focus on today, but then Maradona signed, so we will end up focusing more on Maradona today. Milan Galic will have his day in the sun, I think, a little bit later on, and here comes Maradona with the corner. Fagan Walcott gets his head onto it, but unfortunately not able to pull it down. And I'm telling you, we look pretty good here. We're looking a lot better, and this is a long way away from where we looked just a couple of videos ago. And it's Maradona who tries to win it, then loses it right away. And Yashin with the great save, and that forces a corner. So still nothing. And I've got to wonder if Ernst Lehner's problems aren't what's causing some of the upset feelings here on the squad. I'm sure as soon as we sell him, we'll have other players who are mad. And Walcott just misses that one, gets his head onto it, and it ends up just going wide. Seko ends up winning this, looking good already, and we end up winning the throw. So we end up with a throw here in the end. And take another look at this. This is a great corner, and Walcott, Fagan Walcott, that is, his header just barely misses the goal. There's Maradona again, and I think we're going to end up being just fine here. That was incredible. Fagan Walcott over to Nia, Maradona. Fagan Walcott again, Pedro Roca. Maradona. Nia, and is forward for Milan Galic, and he's done it. A second goal here in 2 matches. He's only played 2 with us. He was suspended for a while. I'm not sure what exactly he did. We bought him and he was suspended, and now he's come on and has started scoring for us. So when you're in the Legends League, you got to start playing with the Legends, and that's exactly what we've done. Galich, and he makes it look so easy. And oh, how sweet it is. So a little bit of celebration. Celebration all over Augsburg for that one. 1-0 for Augsburg, and again, a victory here does this very, very well. It makes this quite a formidable club. And we'll see what happens. It's going to again change probably the entire complexion of this save. Alonga back to nets over to Pedro Roca, and his shot is lifted up and over everybody's head. And boy, I tell you, with these changes in the squad, you sure wish that we could have done maybe a little bit better in that FA Cup match that we lost. That was in extra time. So we're doing all right, and next season's going to be better than ever, I'll tell you that. Garnacho wins this, Alonga. Man, look at how fast he is. He's just sort of, it's like he's, you know, playing Super Mario with the turbo controller holding down the B button. I mean, he's just running past everybody. And it's going to be Galich who just injured himself, and so we may have to take him off here at halftime. Nia with the throw. Garnacho back to Nia, over to Waltz. Waltz back. It's been all Augsburg here today. Nia over to Seiko, and that didn't do very much. I mean, it's been all Augsburg, but what was that? And so it's Maradona there to Waltz, who had a guy who was really harassing him. Waltz with it back here on the other end, over to Nets. Nets forward, Garnacho, and it's headed forward. It's a long way away for a header. It's a pretty... I don't know, pretty wishful thinking on his part. Here's Freeman, and it's a problem, but he's being called for offside. So it's a fortunate break for us, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here in the second half. 1-0 for Augsburg, so we're not quite as dominant as perhaps people may have thought. We're going to have to, unfortunately, take Milan Galich off because he's injured, and it's not going to be easy for him. And so who comes on but our North Korean friend, Kim Young-won. And we'll see what Kim Young-won can do. And I'm thinking between, you know, Maradona's absolutely overpowering technique, Kim Young-won's speed, we should be able to see some pretty good things happen here in the rest of this match. So the big question that we have, of course, is whether the board is going to murder me for going over the wage budget the way that we have. Hopefully they understand that we're trying to get players off. We have a number of players on loan as well that should help us out a little bit. And Waltz has been sent off. Vasco Waltz in his first match for Augsburg has been sent off here, and there's not much that we can do. He's playing midfield, and so that might hurt us quite a bit. Still 1-0. This match is anything but settled. And so Vasco Waltz gets himself sent off, which is the last thing in the world you want to see happen. And Kim Young-won putting a little bit of pressure forward, but not able to do much. And there's Freeman with the ball, and he tries to lob Yashin, and it almost works. And that's the problem that we have. Nia here with the throw over to Maradona. Maradona up to Alonga, but it's Nets who wins in the end. Back to Seiko. Seiko with it in the back, over to Nets. Nets back to Seiko. Pedro Roca to Nia. Pass it forward, and he can't quite get it as far forward as he would like. And it's Nets in the back winning it again. Luca Nets with his first start because we have faster players than him, but boy, he's good. Garnacho, and it's in. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, baby. How close can you get? And that one just knocks out. And I tell you, oh man, I was seeing dollar signs in my eyes when that one was shot, and unfortunately it just hits off of the side post, and there's not much you can do about that. Seiko, and it was Morris who was injured. I think Fagan Walcott injured him, looked almost purposely, and there's a yellow card, but he's not sent off, so it's probably a good trade for us to make. Freeman is going to take this free kick here for Luton Town. And he knocks us forward, and Yashin is there to make the save. Nia knocks us back, and that was close. I don't know about that. What do you think? It looks like it's over the line to me, but they don't count it. So controversy here in Augsburg, and or in Luton Town, I should say. Controversy for Augsburg, and we've known our controversy over time. This is another corner, and we're doing a good job in allowing them to get back into this match. They are way below us in the league. We should be dominating them. You'd think that we would with all of the legends, but it's not that easy here in this Premier League. And it's Alonga who wins this and then is knocked down, and he's been injured. So Alonga hurt by that one, and we're going to have to take him off here in a second. As soon as we get a second here to pause this and it makes sense, we're able to prevent them from scoring so far, and Nia in the back ends up winning this and knocks it forward. We're going to pause it right there, and we're going to take Alonga off. And I think, well, who do we want to put on here for him on the left side? We could put Ealing on. We could put, yeah, it's going to be Carlos Borges who's going to come on. And so that's going to be the end of that. And man, it's been, we've had bodies flying all over the place here in this match. You got a 1-2 punch and a couple of karate chops, I think, is what we're specializing in here. Seiko, very good job. He's been a good signing so far, I'll tell you what. And Yashin ends up grabbing this one before it does any more damage. And it remains 1-0 for Augsburg. We have about 20 or so minutes left. Nia here with it, over to Fagan Walcott, moving forward, and Garnacho wins this Maradona. Pedro Roca, Garnacho wins it in the back and doesn't do anything with it. Borges is not quite fast enough to get onto that. Pedro Roca again. Kim Young-won can't get himself into position. Remember, all he has is speed. Seiko over to Nia, and that's the end of that highlight. And it's Yashin who grabs that in the end. Still 1-0 Augsburg, precarious lead. Yashin knocks this over to Seiko. That's a dangerous pass. Seiko walks up with it. Garnacho down to Nia, and Nia just a little bit too slow on that one, but he wins it back, and then he gives it up right away to Bell. And it's Nets who winds up with this, and there's no foul call, fortunately for us. Kim Young-won over to Roca. Roca, Borges. Garnacho must be offside. He knocks that in, but he must be offside. Alejandro Garnacho will never score an easier goal than that one, but I'm pretty sure he was offside. Yeah, he was offside. Take another look at this, and you can see, oh yeah, it's close. It's close, but I mean, that's how he gets open and gets in that position. And you'll never get an easier goal than that in point-blank range. So it remains 1-0 for Augsburg. We are at 30 points if we can hold on to this, which puts us in 14th place. It would be nice to be at 14th, 13th is sort of what we're looking for. And I tell you, the supporters are upset. I think I mentioned this before, that we're not in the like first 7 or first 8 or something like that. That was not going to happen this year. Next season, though, should be a little different. Pedro Roca with this in the back. And he knocks it back to Fagan Walcott. Walcott to Nia. Nia over to Seiko. Over for Maradona, and it's a little bit out beyond him. It's won back by Nia to Kim Young-won. Garnacho again, and I said he'd never get another shot like that. He just had another one, another sitter, and that one somehow was saved. Nia with this, and you can see all the yellow on players' names from all the yellow cards that we've collected over this match. But look at where Garnacho has this ball. It's a great save by Horvath, and I mean, we are just absolutely conducting an all-out assault on the goal despite having a man sent off. Back in the back, it's Nia over to Seiko. Down to Fagan Walcott, and he knocks it forward looking for Garnacho. He's not quite tall enough to win that. And ends up being, they were flagged for offside. Freeman was offside. So good luck for us so far. You'd think, though, that against a team like Luton Town, we'd be able to win by a bigger margin. Here's Kim Young-won with it. North Korean, and he's dispossessed, and it's Adebayo for Luton Town who's injured, and so they are dropping like flies, and they're going to accuse us of being a violent team. I know it. We would never do such a thing. And Maradona this time is down. We're going to keep him on a little bit longer. Everybody's getting hurt. 6 minutes of injury time. That's back to Yashin. Yashin forward. Kim Young-won wins it. Look at that. Garnacho back to Kim Young-won, and he's just a step too slow. I tell you, that North Korean, he is not bad at all. He's a little bit older, and he's going to unfortunately deteriorate, but Yashin with a great save. We want to get as much speed as we possibly can out of him before he becomes too old. A couple minutes left, and Yashin ends up grabbing this. It remains a 1-0 lead for Augsburg, and I mean, this is the sort of team that we have, right? We got Saddam Hussein, we got a North Korean, and Garnacho wins this over to Maradona. Kim Jong-un. Back to Maradona. Nia to Pedro Roca. Up to Nets. Luka Nets. Kim Jong-un can't quite win it, but Pedro Roca does win it. Nia over to Maradona, Garnacho, and that's going to be out for a corner. So Augsburg with yet another opportunity, and here it comes. Try to make it 2, and Seiko can't quite get over there in time. The one thing about Seiko is he doesn't quite have that pace and acceleration that we want, but he can get there, and he's only 22. Yashin with the save, and we're going to try to train as many of these players up on speed as we possibly can. Knocked forward, and we're not able to win that, unfortunately. Just a couple seconds left. See if we can hold it. Remember, we're down to 10 men. Seiko over to Fagan Walcott to Pedro Roca. And we have a lot of guys with yellow cards. We might be down to 9 before this is done. And let's see what we can do here with Watson. Nets is able to win that, knock it out for a corner. That wastes a little bit more time. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And here comes maybe the last kick of the match. No, it's going to continue for a little bit longer. Nets can't quite get there in time. And that's just a desperation shot from as far away as you can be. And they were flagged for offside anyway. Here's Lev Yashin with the kick, and he's not going to get it off. No, he does, and that is it. That was the final kick of the match. Augsburg win this one 1-0 in a hard-fought match. That will make us move up to 14th position. Ludentown, like I said, down in relegation danger. We're up in 14th. I think that means that we are in the mid-table group. We'll know soon enough, but that's a very, very big win for Augsburg, and we are definitely starting to turn this around. It's not pretty, and it's not a cheat code, but we'll see what we can do as we move forward in this league, and maybe we'll have a little bit more of a cheat code going on next season. I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.